Florida is home to dozens of reptile species, and there are just as many techniques out there that are used to get up close with them. Up north in Pennsylvania, Evan and I rely on hiking through habitat and flipping cover such as rocks and logs to find cool animals to show you. But down here in Florida, there is an exciting new strategy at our disposal: road cruising. Road cruising is exactly what it sounds like. We will be driving down roads that cut through prime wetland habitat, hoping to intercept any reptiles that are trying to cross.
Today, we're road cruising a portion of the Everglades in search of reptiles, hopefully snakes for me. What about you, Emilio?
Yeah, I also want to see a lot of snakes, but right now it's the daytime, as you can see outside. And we arrived here a little bit early because we want to see if things get up on the road later when the temperature gets a little bit lower and the road still maintains its heat.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot to mention our secret weapon. Tonight, we are joined by local wildlife educator and our longtime friend, Emilio Pazmiño from Animal Encounters. Emilio knows these roads like the back of his hand, and his sharp eyes and years of road cruising experience are going to be vital in making any encounter happen. And what Emilio said is true. Snakes and other reptiles are ectothermic, or cold-blooded, meaning that they need to rely on the environment to regulate their body temperature. As the cooler temperatures of night start to roll in, the heat that the road retains from being beaten down on by the sun all day becomes an invaluable resource for all sorts of snakes. As they set out on the road to bask, that is when we should be able to spot them, hop out of the car, and make a capture. The stage is set for us to have some incredible reptilian encounters. All we need now is luck. And as it turns out, luck seems to be on our side already.
This is the green water snake, our first reptile of the night, and a very little cute one. This is a juvenile. They get a lot bigger than this, isn't that right?
Yeah, they're actually the largest water snakes in North America. And I've seen ones that are over 4 feet long. It's just incredible.
That would be amazing to find. But as you can see, it's still light out. We're not even using our flashlights yet. So there is a lot of ground to cover and a lot of time that we can fill it with. So this is a great start, but I think there's a lot more to come. All right, we have another green water snake, our second of the evening.
This one is a bit more snappy, as you can see.
A little more snappy. Also a small one. Not fully grown, but he's actually being rather gentle right now. As soon as he realizes that we are not a threat to him, he calms right down. You can see he's not even puffing his head out.
Yeah, and the reason they actually do that is to look like the venomous cottonmouth,
exactly,
which has the venom gland stored like on the cheek area.
But that's all just fluff as far as this guy's concerned. This is a non-venomous species, so even if we were to get tagged by him, it would pose absolutely no threat to us.
It seems like that water snake had the right idea, because not 5 minutes up the road, we came across the infamous species that he was trying to imitate.
This is a stunner of a Florida cottonmouth, Agkistrodon conanti, a beautiful species that is a treat to see out here for us, no matter how frequently we encounter them. And this, as I said, is a massive individual, and look at that posture. That is what we call a dymatic display. So that is a display that this animal uses to make himself look less palatable and more difficult to take down for a predator. And in his case, the dymatic display is the opening of that mouth to display the bright white coloration. That is aposematic coloration, a term that we often use because that describes warning colors. So when he opens that mouth, he's telling me, I am venomous, I am a cottonmouth, and if he bites me, it is going to be a very bad time. But what an incredible animal. Such a treat to get to see a cottonmouth out here.
Seeing a beautiful cottonmouth like this in the wild was an incredible experience, and the night is just getting started. Our goal with all of the snake encounters tonight is the same. Get the snake in front of the camera to show you, then help it off the road so it doesn't get hit by any passing vehicles. The sun is getting really low in the sky now, and the temperature is absolutely perfect. Time to get cruising and find some more snakes.
So we have 2 more green water snakes here, and it's an interesting time to talk about their size difference. Now, as Emilio mentioned earlier in the night, this is actually the largest water snake species in North America. And you can see the one down here on the road is quite small, and the one in my hand is quite a bit larger, and yet this is actually not nearly as big as this species grows. They'll get almost double the size of the one I'm holding right here. So these are two great little finds, but I think we're gonna get them back and hope for some more diversity. Though it's the most common water snake species we see in Florida, the banded water snake is a first for tonight. So this is really exciting. This is a non-venomous snake, but you can see he's puffing out his head to make him look like the cottonmouth we saw earlier. But it's exciting to get a second species of Nerodia, the water snakes, here, and hopefully that's a sign of good things to come. So this is super exciting. We've come across our lifer southern ringneck snake. And they get that name, of course, from that prominent orange ring that runs right behind their head. And this is actually a beautiful snake. You can see they're black on top, but check out their bottom. They have that beautiful orange stripe running all the way down into a nice red tail. So they're actually a very pretty snake, in my opinion.
And these colors are what is known as aposematic.
Yep.
Because technically, this is actually a venomous snake, right?
Yeah, so these guys have a very mild venom that they only use to take down their prey, small insects and amphibians and such, but it poses absolutely no threat to a human. He's not even striking. They're actually very calm-tempered snakes. So we have nothing to worry about from this guy.
Yeah, and their fangs are so, or not even fangs, it's just their little teeth are so small that even if you were to bite, which he's not, it's not even gonna break her skin.
Exactly that. So this is a great little find and one we're really excited to see. It's a tiny little banded water snake. This guy is just a baby. How did you spot that? How on earth did you spot that? And this is a great opportunity.
Come here, Emilio.
To actually see where that name of the banded water snake comes from. When they're young like this, their coloration and that banding is much more pronounced. So look at those bright copper stripes that run all along his body. That is where this species gets its name. So what an adorable little baby. He was probably only a few weeks old. Absolutely adorable. So let's cross this guy to the other side of the road and see what else is out here. There we go. All right. So, at long last, we have found our lifer peninsula ribbon snake. And you can see easily why they get their name of the ribbon snake. They are so slender and ribbon-like, as many people would describe them. And that is a perfect name for the ribbon snake because of that amazing body shape. The ribbon snake is in the same genus as the garter snakes, and what I want to show you is, look at all that musk. I'm gonna smell terrible for the rest of the night, but I'm so happy to get what is supposed to be a common snake, right?
Yeah, it's usually when I'm out here, I'll see dozens of them, but right now, this is the first one we've come across, and we've come across many other species of snakes before seeing this guy. So it's really, really strange that we didn't see more earlier.
But nonetheless, our lifer and a beautiful individual at that. Man, this is one of the most fiery corn snakes I have ever seen. He's in that S position and he's actually posturing up. He's making himself look as big as possible to show us that he is not to be messed with. He's actually really, really pretty. He has that bright orange and red coloration down his whole body.
And it's different from the ones we saw in the Everglades, which are gray.
Yeah, so he's an absolutely beautiful, choice specimen. Just a shame that he won't calm down so we can get him properly in hand. But still, what a treat to get a huge corn snake out here tonight. We stopped to look for a snake, and we ended up finding an American green tree frog. This is my lifer and Evan's lifer, and the second one you've ever seen?
Yeah, this is only the second one I've ever seen, despite being here for years. And usually I'm only gonna see the really invasive Cuban tree frog, but this is only the second ever American green tree frog that I've come across.
And that's really good because that means that this ecosystem still harbors native species. It hasn't been totally overrun by invasives yet. But that's so cool, completely unexpected.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But another species for the night.
Now, as it turns out, I was about to eat those words, because just as we started to head back for home, we had the most unexpected encounter of the night with the most famous invader of the Everglades.
So this was totally unexpected. We were just about to finish up for the night, and we came across a group with a gorgeous Burmese python, the first one that Evan and I have ever seen in the wild, I guess. They're not native, of course, but how many have you found here at the spot?
Actually, at this spot, this is my first. I've only been with the program since last year. I hunt on and off. The majority that we've caught have been a lot further south, and I know people who have caught Burmese pythons in this area. However, the majority of the people that I've met have caught larger ones as opposed to like hatchlings or anything like that. So they're definitely here, they're larger, they're hiding very, very well, and that's what helps to make it so difficult to even gauge their numbers. The estimated population is somewhere between like 10,000s to like the 100,000s.
Wow.
Yeah.
So Christine, on this trip we actually saw a lot of native animals here. We saw deer, we saw turkey, raccoons, possums. What does it mean for them that now the pythons are here?
Once you have pythons introduced to your area, you generally start to see a decline in the numbers of the native animals. So if you go further south, whether you're going off of Tamiami or even down towards Everglades National Park, then you don't see as many raccoons, which should be abundant, possums, rabbits, wading birds, and whatnot. Instead, you see a lot more of these guys.
Right.
So I can tell you I've seen a good amount in the Everglades National Parks down Tamiami and whatnot, and I can't say I've ever seen a raccoon in Everglades National Park.
Right. We had that experience
Should,
in the Glades. But thank you so much for this incredible opportunity.
Really appreciate it. And,
by all means.
great work.
Yeah. Thank you for doing this, and it helps the ecosystem with every snake you catch. So thank you so much.
Get a ferocious apex predator out.
Absolutely.
We really could not have asked for much more tonight. This is exactly why we have come to love road cruising so much. When it comes to efficiency and the diversity of species that you can find, it's hard to beat this herping technique, especially when you're with friends. Nothing about tonight would have been possible without Emilio. His skills and experience with Florida reptiles are absolutely invaluable, and the knowledge that he has is next level. To see more of Emilio's work here on YouTube and to catch the video we shot on his channel, go subscribe to Animal Encounters with the icon on your screen. Also, if you want to see the last time we went road cruising with Emilio, check out this video where we cruise a different part of the Everglades together. And with that, we hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you in the next one.